Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nellie Peshkov. Nellie.
Wow, you all showed up today. That's great. I actually had to give them a video because I was afraid that they're going to show pictures of me dancing last night. So this is much better. Thank you for not doing that. Well, I work for the coolest company, Electronic Arts. EA is the largest video game publisher in the world. My story today is not only about the transformation of a talent acquisition team, but one of a company transformation that was fueled by passion, creativity, skill, and just sheer determination of our talent acquisition team. It's the EA team that took personal accountability to transform our company's workforce to digital. Our transformation took place over a period of 12 months, and let me tell you, it's been the hardest 12 months of my career, and certainly for my team. What we accomplished in 1 year would have taken me 3-4 years to accomplish in my previous roles. I joined EA in March of 2011 and was hit with the perfect storm. As EA was wrapping up its fiscal year that month, executive team made huge decisions related to investments in social and mobile gaming, deciding to accelerate our products and our workforce to digital, shifting from a packaged goods company that was delivering games on discs to now delivering gaming experience like this to billions of consumers around the world on any product, any device, any platform. And everyone in the company got that memo and started preparing for the new fiscal year. My second day in the job, I'm looking at our applicant tracking system, learning the new processes, meeting new people, and I'm literally watching the number of job requisitions that are being opened up in our ATS system increasing hour by hour basis. My recruiters are freaking out. My clients are freaking out. How are we going to hire all this new talent to make our transformation to digital happen? I think it was my second week on the job when I happened to be walking with my CEO, John Ricatello, to a staff meeting. And John says, you know, Nellie, we hired you to do the impossible. We are asking you to transform our company through recruiting. And what I really mean is that you need to go out and hire 5,000 engineers compared to maybe hundreds we were hiring at the time, in addition to all the creative people that make these games, and go out and hire hundreds of new college graduates compared to maybe 40 or 50 that we were hiring that year. Of course, I was freaked out as well. But the perfect storm for me was not just in those numbers. It was in the fact that our talent acquisition team was just not prepared for that kind of acceleration and change. But when I'm told I can't do something, I am ignited to do that and more. So the new fiscal year begins, and John rolls out 3 strategic initiatives to everyone in the company. We're going to continue to build amazing games. We're going to build a platform on which all of these games are going to be distributed to our consumers around the world. And we're going to do it through talent, through all the creative talent and all of the new engineers and data scientists and online marketers that we needed to hire to make this happen. So clearly, I had no time to build multi-year roadmaps. John committed to the street, to the board, to everyone in the company that we are going to go out and hire all of those engineers and all of those new college graduates. And so began our journey of trying to do the impossible, not only transform the company, but transform our team from recruiting creative people to recruiting creative people and all of these new type of talent that we needed to bring into the company. So before I share with you what we did and how we did it and share those highlights, I want to share the results of our transformation, our 12-month transformation, the results that I probably care most about, and I would imagine as my peers in the industry you would as well. And that's feedback from our clients, my most important clients. So when I knew that I'm going to speak at Talent Connect, I emailed John, our CEO, and no, I did not ask him if I proved him wrong and did the impossible, but I did ask him what he thought the talent acquisition's impact was on the company transformation. And what he sent back to me is the quote on the slide, that TA is really the forefront of driving our strategy. Likewise, my boss, the head of HR, Gabrielle Toledano, views our talent acquisition team as a motivated, dedicated, and committed team, critical to the success of the company. In fact, just last week, I attended a staff meeting of one of our most senior executives who manages all of the game development in the company. And I was providing an update on recruiting initiatives, and he asked his direct reports in the room if they had any concerns about recruiting. And the first person to speak was the head of EA Sports Label, Andrew Wilson, who, by the way, launched two of the most successful games this year for us, Madden 13 and FIFA 13. And what he said was, if what talent acquisition team did for us in the last 12 months, by not only hiring, but over-hiring this amazing critical talent for my organization, is it all an indication of what they will do again? No, I have no concerns. That is the kind of feedback I would imagine all of you in this room care about and live for. And that is the kind of feedback that drove my team's transformation to achieve the results that we did. So we had many challenges, shifting from a team that was recruiting creative talent to a team that was recruiting that plus all of those thousands of engineers. We had to make a lot of changes. But the three that I'll share with you today were the most fundamental to our transformation. And you'll probably be surprised to hear that being under-resourced and under-budgeted was not my biggest challenge. We certainly were under-resourced and under-budgeted, but quite frankly, even if I doubled the size of our talent acquisition organization, we would not be able to ramp ourselves up quickly enough to generate the results that we did and execute against our strategy. My number one challenge was actually our own talent acquisition organizational structure. I would imagine, like many teams in this room, we're organized by regions, meaning I had several direct reports. They were responsible for recruiting in a certain region, and all of the recruiters in that region would report up to that leader. Our problem is that our clients were global. My executives had teams around the globe reporting to them, and we needed to execute quickly. And because the company was going through so much change, every business unit simultaneously was opening up all of these recs. And they were making changes to their recruiting plans, not on a quarterly basis, monthly basis, or weekly, on a daily basis. Whoever happened to be closest to that executive would need to go out and communicate that information to their peers in the regions, who would in turn have to communicate it down to recruiters and multiply it times 6 or 7 for every business unit we had in the company, and there was chaos. Our team was frustrated because the information would not trickle down, it would change all the time, and our clients were frustrated because they did not have a point of accountability for all their recruiting needs globally, other than myself, and I certainly, believe me, at the time needed to share the accountability love. My second challenge was related to infrastructure. Again, our infrastructure was in place to recruit creative people. We now needed new tools, new platforms to go out after all of those engineers. And my third challenge was related to branding. Again, I know we talked a lot about branding in the last 2 days. Branding is a challenge for all of us. I certainly never feel like I have enough money or enough resources to do everything I want to do with branding. But the challenge for us was that we had different talent segments that we were recruiting. We were a creative company that was in the industry for 30 years. Creative folks know us, know that we constantly hire amazing creative talent. But our challenge with branding ourselves to that talent segment was that we needed to keep ourselves fresh and continuously look sexy and cool compared to all of the startups that were popping up in the video gaming industry. For our engineering talent, we needed to start from scratch. Quite frankly, engineers could have played our games, but did not know that they could have an amazing engineering career in a creative company. So 3 big challenges, from an organizational structure to infrastructure to external branding. So here's what we did, starting with our own team. In a way, the easiest change to make because it's internal to talent acquisition, but yet difficult because it had to do with people changes. Few months in the job, and I asked my team to realign. I aligned the recruiting manager to every executive, and then all of the recruiters around the globe were aligned to a business unit reporting to that recruiting manager. Yes, I ended up with more direct reports, and they ended up with more direct reports. But what it allowed our recruiting managers to do is to sit at the table with that executive, understand the strategy, the product roadmap, translate it into recruiting initiatives, and immediately communicate it to all of the recruiters around the globe that were supporting just that business unit. The beautiful thing that occurred out of that new structure is that not only, of course, were my recruiting managers obtaining amazing global experience, but their recruiters were as well, because they now were aware of the various recruiting ramps around the globe for the business unit that they supported and would share their very mobile clients with hiring managers in another country. So they started to gain some global exposure and experience as well. And more importantly than anything for my clients, they have one point of ownership, one point of accountability for all of their recruiting needs around the globe. It's a beautiful thing, and it's working extremely well for us. Now in infrastructure, there was probably no process, no tool, no program, no policy that was unchanged in 12 months. In fact, I typically like to have maybe 3, 4, 5 strategic goals for the organization in 1 year. We probably had 20 because we had to change everything in order to make this transformation happen. But the two biggest game changers for us related to infrastructure actually had to do with investment in the LinkedIn platform, as well as becoming a data-focused team, and the two are quite related. Recruiting talent from a pool of 44,000 creative folks is not easy, but certainly is easier compared to recruiting amazing engineers from a talent pool of over 1 million. It was a no-brainer for us to invest in LinkedIn and equip our recruiters and sourcers with a sourcing and branding platform like LinkedIn so we can go out and recruit this kind of talent. So our team has the licenses, we have the job postings, and we ran several talent campaigns on LinkedIn in the past 12 months. And our clients paid for them. And the reason they paid for them is because we also transformed our team into a very data-focused, data-centric, data-intelligent team. Being new to recruiting all of this talent, we had to educate ourselves and educate our clients. I actually have a phenomenal account team at LinkedIn that provides information to us like this, and we are able to sit down with an executive who says, go out and hire me 100 network engineers in this location, and we'll educate them about what the talent market looks like in that location, and encourage them to run a talent campaign so that not only do we get those 100 network engineering hires, but we actually brand ourselves to thousands of engineers that we may need to continuously recruit for in the future. And they pay. In fact, there's probably no campaign, no hackathon, no video or a recruiting event that I paid for out of our talent acquisition budget. And the reason our clients pay is because of data like this, because we look super smart with this kind of information, and they trust us that if they invest in anything related to recruiting talent, we'll get them the results. Now, I'm not saying it's spoof and they write me a check. Obviously, a lot of influence in the negotiation is involved, but I know you can all relate to that. Another example of us becoming a data-focused team is, again, changing the way that we not only communicate to our clients, but communicate internally within our talent acquisition organization. We have a sourcing team who on a weekly basis produces a dashboard of companies that may be experiencing layoffs, or companies that are rumored to be an acquisition target, or companies that have some sort of unrest. And they publish that on a weekly basis, and then our recruiters use that information to recruit talent from those companies, but again, educate their clients about what the talent market looks like. We gained a lot of confidence and a lot of trust from becoming a data-focused team. When it comes to branding, again, branding to new talent segments and all talent segments was a challenge for us. Our creative candidates, folks, know EA, but more importantly, they know the video games that they love playing. And they care less about EA. They want to work for the studios that make those video games. So we needed to bypass driving them to our external EA Careers website, and instead we went exactly where those consumers and those potential candidates are. EA Sports is a great example. We probably have millions of people that visit esports.com on a regular basis to get updates about the video games and engage in dialogue and so on. So we launched a microsite, a careers microsite on esports.com, and we're sharing locations EA Sports is in, where those video games made, what are those teams like, and what job openings might be available in those locations. So converting our consumers to candidates exactly in the place where they all hang out was a strategy for creative talent. For engineering talent, we needed to start from scratch. Again, engineers did not have any idea that EA was also a technical company as we were making this transformation. So we had to have a very comprehensive branding strategy. We've done everything from launching an engineering community on LinkedIn, to developing a branding video, to doing various tech networking events around the world. And we partnered very closely with PR to actually get our executives out in the market, TV stations, various networking stations, press conferences, tech magazines, to talk about the evolution of EA as a technical company and creative. And one thing that I'm probably most proud of is that we got our executives aligned with key universities that we recruit new college graduates from, including our CEO. And they attend college campuses several times a year and talk to students about the transformation of EA and the marriage between art and science and amazing careers these students can have. Every executive shows up on those campuses. It's not even an option, and they love doing that, of course, because they get to interact with amazing talent. So from very targeted strategy for our creatives to comprehensive strategy and branding to our engineering talent. So obviously, I couldn't share with you everything that we've done in 12 months. There was a lot of hard work, and we survived, and we obtained amazing results, not only as measured by the feedback from our clients, but we did get all those hires, and the team is being viewed as being phenomenally successful. I actually want to call out, I have two people from my team in the room. Hopefully they showed up and didn't party too much last night. Kiri and Jerry, are you here? Oh God, would that be embarrassing? If you are, I can see you. Can you stand up? There you are. Kiri, hi. I want to say thank you to these two people and for my team, because they're really the ones that were not only part of this transformation, but drove this transformation. And I wish my whole team would be here today, because this story is about them, it's for them. And needless to say, I'm incredibly proud and in awe of what this team accomplished in such a short time frame. And if I am to leave you with an advice, if you ever find yourself in a situation like I did, being asked to do the impossible or transform something in a very short time frame, I would say just do three things. Do a quick assessment of what's not working and develop your biggest game changers that are going to make a difference. Rally your team behind you and just be real with them. Do tell them it's going to be probably the hardest work of their career, but the results are going to taste so sweet. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be an amazing experience, and you're in it together. And then just be fearless. I'll guarantee you will succeed if you have the passion, determination, and you have an amazing team like I did. So thank you.